Let us show love for this YouTube channel. Let us give this YouTube channel a like. For those who have not subscribed, let us subscribe. And today's video, I'm going to speak about 3 things. Issue number 1, about Marwa's horse suffering.
Frequently, please clean her, even the boob, just clean her everywhere. Na hapo kwa boob iliumia ama nini? Let's check on her, guys. She's been going through a lot.
Issue number 2, about my Kizzo. My Kizzo is left alone, no Ondari, no Marwa involved. And remember, the person who brought the likes of Fala Fashion TV is Marwa himself, and Marwa has decided to be silent. And Ondari has stepped out about this issue.
Guys, there is a problem between the boundary, the road. The road you never bought.
Yeah.
You have to buy your road so that even electricity will pass where? To the road.
Issue number 3, I'm going to discuss about Di Mwango's situation in Poland. Di Mwango, she's left lonely, alone. So today's video, I'm going to talk about it. Let me start this video this way because I want to start about the horse situation. So look at this horse carefully because I'm going to give us a footage that Marwa himself posted yesterday. So when you look at the 3 legs, they look normal. One leg looks like it belongs to an elephant. That is not healing. That is inflammation getting worse. Now listen to this carefully. Instead of proper veterinary nutrition, we are told that the horse is being given cooking oil, sunflower oil, a bottle of it because it is in stock. Let me be very clear. Cooking oil does not heal a horse. It does not reduce inflammation. It does not build tendons, and it does not replace a proper feeding nutrition. At the same time, the horse is getting thinner, the leg is getting bigger, and now the horse has collapsed and fallen. And while all this is happening, we are being told that the priority is finding a manager for a villa. So today, I want to ask one serious question. Not emotional, not with insult, but with facts. Is this horse being treated as an animal in pain or as a problem being managed for optics? Because at this stage, the most humane option may no longer be treated. It may be letting the horse rest permanently without suffering, and that is using humane euthanasia. Let us talk about that. Let us watch this clip and we dive deep. Thank you.
Here we are. I want to check on the healing horse. Yesterday she was given a lot of dosage, medical dosage, that she felt like really tired, you know. Sometimes when you take a lot of medicine, you can feel you just want to sleep. She slept like for 4 or 5 hours. That was a little but again, here we are. I want to go check on this horse. I think I'll do it off camera, but I see she's awake. So I'd said I want to do it off camera, but again, really I need a manager. Something like this. They should have cleared this room. That hay should be put somewhere else. You know, guys, we give horses even, see this, sunflower. She slept?
Yeah, like 3 times.
Okay, now she can sleep frequently. Please clean her, even the boob. Just clean her everywhere.
Anything issue with this?
Na hapo kwa boob iliumia ama nini? Let's check on her, guys. She's been going through a lot. That's all I can show you about this horse.
After watching the clip about the horse, I want to speak today calmly, professionally, and with responsibility, not emotional, nor with insults, and not with attack anymore. I am speaking about an animal, or I'm speaking about as a viewer who cares about animal welfare and transparency. This video is not about hate, it is about pattern, facts, and responsibility. Let us start with what the horse body is telling us. When you look at the horse carefully, 3 legs are normal, proportionate, and weight bearing. 1 leg is not. That injured leg is grossly enlarged, visible, swollen beyond normal anatomy, to the point where it is no longer resembles a horse leg. Veterinary professional called it pathologically swelling. So this is not healing swelling. This is progressive swelling. If an injury is improving, swelling reduces, what we call contours return, weight bearing increases. Here is what we see is the opposite of the situation, because the leg is becoming bigger, stiffer, and more dysfunctional. That tells us that something is critical. That condition is worsening, not resolving. So a horse does not develop an elephant-like limp during, let me handle this call. Sorry for that call. Okay, I was saying that a horse does not develop an elephant-like limp during proper recovery. That kind of swelling suggests severe tendons or ligament failure, chronic inflammation, lymphatic system compromise, and possible infection. Or some people say that that is catastrophic joint involvement. So no amount of bandaging fix that. From the situation, we can see they have even put some sticks. Yeah, they have put some sticks from the top to the bottom, even with a box in it, so that to wrap that leg. So the way I'm saying that, no amount of hope fixes that. Without advanced diagnostic and strict management, this condition only progresses. Let me talk about the body condition and weight loss. This horse is visibly thin, not recovering thin, not resting thin, but catabolic thin, losing condition. Weight loss in a horse with an injury tells us pain is ongoing, appetite is reducing, metabolic stress is present, so welfare is compromised. A horse on proper care should be eating forage freely, maintaining or gaining condition, and mentally calm. That is not what we are seeing. So let me talk about the nutrition, the cooking oil issue, because we are being told by Marwa himself that these horse, they are feeding it with cooking oil. Not only these horse, even the rest of the horse, because we must address something here very seriously. It has been said publicly that the horse is being given sunflower cooking oil, and you can see it is written Moronya sunflower oil. That is oil. There is a company here at the border post called Moronya Factory, where farmers take their sunflower, so they extract oil from the sunflower. So this is what these horses are being given. Described what the horse is being given. Let me be very clear and let me speak like me. Cooking oil is not a treatment. Cooking oil does not heal injuries. Excess oil can worsen the metabolic stress, because Most of the times when you're told to give cooking oil, maybe it's a situation like when the stomach is bloated, that is the situation, or when you see that the fecal sample is very high, that is the situation that, or the animal is straining when it is defecating. Yeah, so that is the situation that you can chip in with cooking oil. And the way Marwa puts it, that shows that it can cause digestive imbalance. It can suppress appetite for forage. Oil are sometimes used in controlled veterinary nutrition, but measured in millimeters under professional guidance, and never as a substitute for feeding these horses. So giving sunflower oil because it is in stock is not veterinary nutrition. It is improvisation of what is nearby, and improvisation with a compromised horse is very dangerous. Let me talk about the horse still, the horse that we have in this picture. This is another contradiction. On one hand, the horse is not being exercised, movement is restricted. On the other hand, the horse is collapsing, losing muscles, losing condition. This suggests poor balance between rest, circulation, nutrition, and pain control, because Marwa himself even said that it was given high doses of drug and it was sleeping the whole day. Remember, when the body condition score is poor, you are not supposed even to give some drugs, because the body will be tired, and that is the reason why that horse was sleeping. So improper rest can be as harmful as too much movement. Again, the point to lack of professional management. Let me now talk about what should be done, because this is the hardest part. As me, euthanasia is not emotional, it is ethical. When a horse has a worsening limb, cannot bear weight, is losing nutrition, is collapsing, and has declined quality of life. So the question is no longer, can we save it? The question becomes, are we prolonging suffering? And at this stage, humane euthanasia is not cruelty, it is mercy. A peaceful, painless passing is kind that weeks or months of deterioration. Letting an animal sleep when recovery is no longer realistic is part of professional animal care. Let me talk about something that we call transparency and consistency. Over time, viewers notice pattern. People introduced publicly, then disappear, and this is what we are now seeing. Marwa said that Marwa brought somebody on camera and said that this is the new manager, and plans were announced, then quietly dropped. Explanation that change, responsibility that shift. I'm not accusing anyone of crimes, but I'm saying this: when animals are involved, consistency matters. When money is involved, a clarity matters. When trust is involved, transparency matters. The simple way to end speculation is to show veterinary reports, clear feeding plans, professional decisions, and honesty outcome. The horse leg is not getting better, it is getting worse. The body is thinning, the management is inconsistent, the nutrition is questionable, the welfare is declining, and at this stage, the most humane, responsible decision is professional reassessment, and likely euthanasia, not for views, not for drama, not for anything, but for dignity. If we truly care about animals, we must choose kindness over denial. That is my professional position. Let us put it into practice. That is what I can really say about the horse. Let us dive to another topic about my Kizzo's situation.
Guys, there is a problem between the boundary, the road. The road you never bought.
Yeah.
You have to buy your road so that even electricity will pass where? To the road. You see? So go down there, negotiate with those guys. If there is no money, write down this day and that I'll pay you for that road. You see? So that you won't be disturbed. It's not only here. Everywhere in Baplo, you bought here, not there. Go there, sit down, negotiate. They only need money. That road.
This problem is done. Now, if you know, they say that always says that from frying pan to fire. Yes. yeah. You know, you're jumping, like you're trying to escape from one problem. Then you're going to find yourself in a bigger problem now.
So that's the bigger problem.
So yeah, so right there, we have been passing our materials freely, and the reason being is because you know, we thought that we were making some good neighborhood because they were coming up with some demands, small demands, and we were doing it to them. But then I'm going to close this road permanently because this road is our road. Like, you can't come from nowhere and just want to access our road and use it the way you want. So I told him that no. I sat down with your dad, with your mom, and some of my friends, you know, like even Mizondari was there. Yeah, then we agreed that we can access this road. Then he told me that, you know, that one was agreement between you and my parents. But for me, I didn't get my cut.
In Kizzo's situation, I'm going to discuss about the Kizzo's wall, the access road, the chief, and why something is cooking. Let me start this clear as I begin, that this video is not, actually this video is about land, power of law and pattern, and how ordinary villager getting silenced while foreigners and locals are quietly exposed to risk. What we are seeing in Kizzo's land situation is not isolated. It is connected, and when you connect the dots, you start to see or to understand why people have gone quiet. Let me say this. Another issue has emerged. Now we are seeing my Kizzo constructing a wall, and as the wall goes up, villagers are telling him something very important. You did not buy the road. Let me repeat it. He bought land, but he did not buy the access road. And this is not a government mapped road. This is not a public road or anything official cadastral map. So this is an access road. Let us just underline that word, access road. A community or a private right of way. That distinction matters a lot. Let me say this. In Kenya, there are three types of roads people confuse. Government road, that is public road, that is mapped and gazetted. And then we have what we call the way leaves and easement, yeah? Like those people who are maybe next to the main road, you have to leave a space there afterwards so that you can construct from some meters. The same way to railways. There are some meters that you cannot construct near the railways. Same to rivers. There are some meters that it has been stipulated in Kenyan's law that you're not supposed to build in that place. And third, the other type of way is private or community access road. What we are dealing with is private or community access road. And an access road like this is often created by agreement is often shared by multiple landowners, and it is often not owned by the government. So when villagers tell you that you're supposed to buy a road, you have to act upon it, because okay, when they were selling this land, you are not using that land, even though you got people using that piece of road. So it is actually you're supposed to pay for that. That is what is happening in Nyabohansi, and that is not even happening in other villages. If the villagers tell you that buy that road, so that means that you have to share about something like multiple landowners. So you people should come together, just do what is needful. That means that something very simple but very powerful, because if you want that wall to proceed, honor what the villagers are telling you. But if you want that not to proceed, don't honor what the villagers are telling you. But let me tell you, if you do not buy the rights to the access road, you cannot claim it. So if you're coming to on camera and telling us that you wanted to construct that carabat, that is just what you're telling us. But remember, you are not part of the people who are owning that piece of land. So when you're telling us about your agreement, maybe with the landowner, remember this land does not belong to this landowner. This road does not belong to this landowner. It belongs to other individuals. So let me say you must buy the road. What that means, yeah? Villagers are saying you must buy the road so that truck can pass. That statement alone is not extortion by default. Don't take it as something that you can get views out of it. It is a legally reality in many rural land arrangements. And buying land does not automatically grant you heavy truck access, unlimited passage, and exclusive control over shared access, because they initially, when you are coming to maybe visit, just a minute, yeah, hello, yes, yeah, 30,730. Sawa, nakuwekea sahi. Sorry for that call. There is some issue I'm handling, so that means that let me just do this video, then complete, then I'll be doing something needful. So I was discussing that in many cases you must contribute to road maintenance, because I was talking about like when my Kizzo was coming, when they came with Fala Fashion, yeah, they were able to access that road. Even himself, when they came to fence and everything, they could be able to access that road. Now here comes, even now you are bringing trucks on that piece of land, because you know that road was access road, a very tiny footpath. Now the trucks are stepping on that piece of road, so you have to pay an access fee, or formally registered as easy movement. Without that, the owners of the access road can legally restrict use. Yes, restrict, even close it, and there is nowhere you'll be taking them. If the owner say that you won't be passing here, that is not a government road. Even if you bring any lawyer, that is a case that you won't win. Yeah? So let us talk about the issue of the chief, because this is where the red flag appears. It comes the most dangerous part. Instead of resolving this through the land office, the survey department, and the land control board, or environmental and land court, we see chiefs being used. Initially, there was a confrontation where I did my first video about the situation where the villagers themselves were approaching those posts. A chief is an administrative officer, not a land we call them adjudicator. Yeah, a chief cannot determine ownership, cannot redraw boundaries, cannot force villagers to surrender land, and cannot legitimize illegal transaction, and chief can only mediate minor community dispute, maintain peace, and refer matters to proper authorities. What did we see? Mr. Ondari himself threatened and went to the chief and intimidated the villagers, and alleged intimidation using the chief, because we are told that Ondari previously used the chief to silence the villagers, and villagers were threatened. So authority was used to intimidate, not resolve. Now, the same pattern is allegedly reappearing. Let me say this carefully. When a chief is used repeatedly instead of land office issue, this means one thing: something does not want official records examined, because we know about the history. Kizzo himself was gifted this piece of land. Now, because once the land office is involved, the titles are checked, ownership is verified, and maps are compared, fraud becomes visible. And why court case will expose a lot of evil? People keep asking, why are they avoiding courts? Why not land register? Why no survey on record? Because court cases do one thing very well: they expose paper trails. If a foreigner was baited to buy land using local names, using proxies, without proper leasehold registration, without land control board consent, then court is the last place you go. So, follow fashion, it is up to you, because you have been scammed. So court doesn't care about the friendship. Court does not care about YouTube narrative. Court cares about documents. So what will be presented in court is what will be followed. Let me talk about this road issue that did not start today. It has been there. It was ignored. It was brushed aside, and it was silenced. Now that construction has started, walls, track, material, the pressure is real, and villagers are saying enough is enough. And let us ask ourselves one very good question: why is Marwa and Ondari no longer visible? Marwa has remained silent. Let us observe behavior, not words, because now we see Ondari is stepping back. Marwa is no longer going to the site. Silence, distance, and we are now left with Kizzo alone. But let us remember, Marwa is not, or Marwa is the one who introduced fallow fashion to the land. Marwa facilitated the trust. Marwa was central to the purchase. Now Marwa says nothing. That silence is actually loud. Let me say this: why this is extremely dangerous for Kizzo. Kizzo may believe that my land is safe, but safety is not belief. Safety is not actually what I can call that you're safe is when you have documentation, and if access road is disputed, the boundaries are contested, and the chief is being used instead of land officers, the original buyer is absent, the facilitator is absent, then Kizzo is standing on unstable ground, even gifted land that can be challenged if the original transaction is tainted, the roof title is questionable, and the access rights were never secured. Let me talk about why foreigners are always the first to lose. Foreigners lose because they are not present. They rely on trust. They don't understand local land politics. They don't know which officer or which office matters. Fallow fashion is not here. Villagers know that. Silence grows when the foreigners leave. And this is not personal, this is structural. And let me say this: why using authorities against villagers backfire? You can intimidate villagers for a while, but once they organize, NGOs get involved, media gets involved, court gets involved, and when that happens, everything comes out. That is why pressure is being applied quietly. That is why walls go up fast, and that is why chiefs are called instead of the register. So this tells us that this something is cooking. So when roads become contest, chiefs are used repeatedly, facilitators go silent, foreign buyers disappear, boundaries shift, constructions continue under tension. And what we are now looking at this situation, construction is continuing under tension, and something is cooking and is not peace. Let me say this as I am ending this topic. Land does not respect loyalty. Land does not respect let's say authority. Land respects paperwork. If the case goes to court, the titles will be questioned, transactions will be examined, names will be exposed, and roles will be clarified. And many people who are quiet today will wish they have resolved things properly. This is not hate. This is my own analysis, and analysis does not fear the truth. Goodbye.